Yeah, my beautiful singing voice. Who doesn't enjoy that? Meow. Alright. There we are. Welcome to the Substitution stream, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight we will be doing Inquisitor Martyr. And this one will be on the console release of the Battle Sisters, which, you know, are an awesome faction. And, you know, they have great deals of appeal and power armor. So, pardon me. We will be starting proper momentarily after Farv gets done doing his Farv things. And, well, we will have a shorter stream than usual, so we're sorry about that. But, hey, it'll be something. So I hope everybody's been having a great time. I hope you're having a lovely evening. And, well, will you come and join us for future streams, future videos. We post every day, and we usually try to go for streaming twice a week, usually Mondays and Thursdays. So hopefully you'll be able to enjoy. And hey, if you enjoy what we do, give us a sub. Whatever you feel like. So, this is kind of just in case someone doesn't know what this is, it's a bit of a Diablo style game. It has a very similar isometric point of view. You get lots of loot. Just the difference is it's Warhammer flavored. Not mint flavored, but Warhammer flavored. So, you know, grimdark, lots of skulls, Battle Sisters, Mechanicus, Gribbly Fangs, you know, the whole nine. But, yeah, I'm definitely not stalling for time. Whew. And, let's see, getting things all set up here in the studio. That makes it sound much nicer, I'm sure. But yeah, if you happen upon our video, you like what you see, and trust me, it will get way more entertaining when it's just not just me and a load screen, or a character selection screen. We have tons of stuff coming out all the time. Alright, well, here comes the Inquisitor himself, honored by the God Emperor. He gets to wear slight amounts of gold armor, but his wife tells him to drop the claw. Farvifian.
Or as we call him, Farv.
Drop the claw, huh?
Drop the claw, she said.
Wow. Okay, so he's kind of done the initial explanation. We decided to do this because the, hey AW, the Sisters of Battle, which is one of my favorite factions, actually got added. As you can see, I have played this quite a bit before. I've got a level 10 to level 15. My frickin' sniper has over 3,000 kills. So we're gonna start with the sister I haven't worked on yet, which is this one. There's no peace amongst the stars. It's a familiar story if you know anything about the setting. Xenos. Autonomous, powerful agents who wage a great and secret war for mankind, fighting in the shadows. Judges and executioners.
Inquisitor's log.
Well, I'll let her talk and then we'll go for that.
Scheduled for later transmission. I am closing on the source of the inquisitorial distress signal I'm assigned to investigate. The coordinates I received from the Caligari Conclave led me to a desolate system. There were many delays during the journey. The intensity of the Caligari warp surges is beyond anything I've experienced. These anomalies are spreading through the subsector like a tidal wave. The distress signal
Oh,
is the
no.
encryption
AW,
used by
no.
Windows. It is authentic, but extremely old. The signals coming from a battle fortress monastery that was likely
Terrible.
spat from the wall. When the tide of
Well,
the surges
they
swept
could
through the sector.
double troll us. It could
There
be
is
a
no
dating
response to our
game
hailing signals.
featuring an orc, but it's actually just him trying to become the knob.
So let's lay this out. This is basically the Imperium's fucking event horizon
This is your
here.
captain speaking.
This motherfucker just gets spit out of a black hole with no crew left in it.
No response.
Oh, what else?
Oh,
Yeah,
it's
that's
a
normal.
I think it was simply
It's not like the
abandoned very
Firehawks
long
are on
time
this
ago.
one.
What do you expect to find over there?
Something that once belonged to the
A
Inquisition.
big ship.
And lots of empty halls.
Sounds exciting.
And how GW is,
I've
their
instructed your
video game
pilots to land
licenses,
on the
they
hangar.
I
do
mean,
it.
to be
Yeah.
fair, some of the video games have been pretty damn good, and then others have been complete cash-in pieces of crap. Like, don't even talk to me about that fucking Space Wolf game. That was a bullshit mobile game that they decided to port to consoles with no
Automatic defense system
changes.
has been activated. The turrets are attacking you.
Plasma guns!
Ha
Well, that's a problem, isn't it? Oh! Ow!
You know the ship is old because they have plasma.
Oh, that dude went through the canopy.
He'll get better.
No, he won't. He's dead.
He'll get up eventually.
No, I don't think so.
No faith.
Would that be his problem? Is that why it didn't work?
Yes. If only you had had more faith, non-believer. He was very devout. And then you just hear a bolt gun go off.
Oh.
As I said, non-believer.
As we get started with this, I believe, since we're doing a Warhammer stream, there was a couple of things you wanted to discuss, which we intended to get to and didn't. Good morning, miss.
Captain, do you copy? Captain Von Winter, can you hear me?
Von Winter. Man,
Jabbers.
static's always hissing.
Vox communication is jammed, and I can't use my teleporter device. Something must be disturbing my signal.
Yup.
I will record everything in my audio log, in case I don't return.
Now let's
In case.
Inquisitorial log, new entry. While attempting to dock in
Is
the
she
hangar of an
star
unnamed
dating at
fortress
us?
monastery,
Kinda.
my transport
Look at that
took heavy
strut.
fire. I suspect that the automatic
You fucking
weapon systems
serious?
were activated.
Stardate
Yes, I don't
something
know why.
something
The
Inquisitor
transport
log.
has been destroyed,
Yeah,
along with
something
my
like
equipment. My pilot is
Destrucity,
dead.
blah
I will pray for
blah.
him later. Interesting. Mindless servitors
Are those
were created for
lockers?
menial tasks,
I don't
but
know.
only
They're not
4
interactable.
stone just for operating the door seems excessive.
Seems
Open the
excessive.
door.
These are some weird looking Klingons. Okay, now you wanted to talk about something since we didn't get to do our Monday episode about it.
The
Well, the store thing and the other thing about the crap they've been doing to the Chaos Forces. You were going to talk about that too.
oh lord, that is such a long topic.
So what?
Well, we'd all have to be sanctioned members of the Long War.
An ancient cogitator.
Not on these stages.
It might have
These
information about
these
this
early
one.
story stages are not procedural. Later on, some of the stuff is though.
Just as I suspected.
Pardon
It's a
me.
kind of rust. At least I found
But
some
welcome
interesting
to anybody that
diagnostics.
joins us.
I should check all the
But,
cogitators on this ship for other
Oh
details.
man.
No log entry.
Have at
I
it,
have
dude.
found some human remains. The time of death seems recent.
I'll go into more
Don't
the
know
store
if
thing. I
yes.
think.
The
Well, we can
perfect
start with that and
representation
get into the
of
other thing.
Emperor's
Have some
justice.
stuff to talk about.
I think it's the most pertinent. And I'll go with this. Ooh, what's behind door number?
Ugly, that's what.
Creature of
Fucking
chaos.
ugly.
Can you withstand
Ooh,
my
I
faith?
see an axe over there. You see that?
Yeah.
Spins the camera
But
around. Oh,
oh
ooh.
wow.
Ooh.
There you go.
Ship infested by chaos.
This
But,
looks. Oh, it's a power
Let's
maul.
cleanse the taint, then.
My favorite option.
Holy shit!
Oh, sorry about the mic.
Ooh.
Oh man. So our local store in, I'll say, the Fort Worth area, recently posted, I believe it's on Reddit, that they're basically going to stop selling Warhammer and Games Workshop products. And I did this for a very particular reason. Ooh, a cogitator. And it's because when the Leviathan, or the launch of TIFF Edition, came out, they decided to basically screw a bunch of the stores.
Yep.
Now, this is on top of them basically giving less of a store discount to carriers, and then increasing their prices to basically screw over third-party stores. Then during 10th Edition's launch, usually when there's some of the biggest sells, they basically said, we're not going to give you anything. Sold their stuff full price on their website. It screwed over a lot of these stores that can generate a decent portion of profits during major release windows like this.
Oh, wow.
Now, personally, I do find it very irritating, because I tend to like to support my local flags or friendly local game store. And on top of it, really the only competition Games Workshop really has at this point in date, I can talk about other games later, is flags. So wait, having screwed over their retailers once, they're now screwing them over again. They've done it 3 times in the last year. Basically let's get rid of the local comic shops too, because actually it's even something in their earnings report. They mention being one of their goals is to basically get rid of the local comic shops and gaming stores like that, because they view them as competition.
And let's not look at this the wrong way. They can't put them out of business, but they're trying to basically force them to just give up on the Warhammer merchandise.
Well, you get a store connected to basically selling primarily Warhammer and Games Workshop stuff. Then you basically make the prices harder to get, and then you rely on the fact that scalpers will make the box sets annoying to get. Not that
games doesn't do it on their own already.
Not that they intentionally do it, air quote. And then you get praised by people for doing the bare minimum, effectively, of not sending any of the store's copies, keeping them all on your thing and going, you can order on the web store at full price.
Yeah. Or they only ship the actual requested amount to official Games Workshop stores.
Let me just put it this way. I know of some fairly large wargaming stores and hobby shops that got 3 whole copies of the launch box.
I'm on my way there.
So they effectively screwed over a bunch of the local stores, because they know a lot of these stores give a 10 to 15% discount in a lot of cases, and a lot of them were swallowing that price loss just to keep business coming through the door. So that's one thing that Games Workshop's been doing, and it's one that's actually affected the local store here. Now, to give a little bit of context to this, we used to have a couple hobby shops in the area, but most of them closed down.
Well, it was the pandemic that did that. All the stupid lockdown horse shit killed a lot of them.
So we had Hobby Town in the local area. It closed its branch here. The other one was kind of a RC shop, but they dabbled in a bunch of other stuff. They're gone. So literally, we have this one
Some
shop,
unlucky members of an imperial retinue.
and
In other words,
otherwise,
there's something on that ship that
it's about
requires
a
human sacrifice.
30-40 minute drive to the Warhammer store, and I hate going to the Warhammer store.
No, it's horrible. Well, explain to them why that is, actually, since we brought it up.
Well, now this is not going to say every single Warhammer store,
But
or
the
Games-
ones you've dealt with.
or Games Workshop store is horrible, but my experience as a general rule has been this. You go in, they don't want you playing games, they don't want you painting models, they don't want you hanging about, they don't want you talking. They want you to come in, buy something, get the hell out.
Yeah, they're there to basically used car salesman you and then tell you to get the fuck out of their store.
And they, in general, badger the hell out of you to try to get a sell.
A holy sensor.
So I've had a lot of very negative interactions with official Games Workshop stores. So I was like, I don't like going to them. I won't go to them. I'll go to local game stores because I prefer to go to the local area when I can. So this basically has caused the local store to basically be or sell off its entire stock at 50% off.
Just to get rid of it because they don't want to deal with it no more.
Now, if you understand Games Workshop prices, the 50% off is closer to what the cost of this stuff should be. Just to be honest.
Forgot that was a thing.
And it's still too expensive. Now, almost everything is sold except for a couple things. Some orcs, a couple boxes of elves,
But
and
most
the
of
damn Dominion box.
most of their tanks are gone. The vehicle boxes are gone. The box sets are gone. There's just some random stuff that nobody was buying to begin with left.
If I had known, I'd been bootlegging it down there and grabbing that Razorback for $20.
Dude, if I'd known, we'd have put that. If I'd have known, we'd have put that fucking Bane blade on
Blade.
layaway, right? Fuck.
No, none of that is
No, it's
worth
not.
the price that they charge. In fact,
I have found the corpse of an imperial soldier.
Arms, I'll be that guy. I remember when these assholes were like, "Hey,
The Bane
when
blade."
we move from metal to plastic, it's gonna be so much cheaper."
Oh yeah, that was
And
a
you know
crock
what
of
they
shit.
did?
It was cheaper for them.
They effectively kept the prices, upped them, and then said, "Nah, deal with it."
Pretty much.
And that pissed me the hell off. Prices went up. They are
chainsaw your
still
ass to hell.
selling the plastic Land Raider kit for obscene amounts of
I
money.
found the body of a fallen Adeptus
Like,
Astartes.
I was there when the damn kit
just say that there
popped
was a
up
dead
in
space marine down
plastic.
there?
He must have been.
But
a
they
member of the
paid that
unlucky
mold
imperial
off
reconnaissance team I found.
A
Allow me to
long
clarify
damn
that.
time ago.
You only found pieces
And
of them.
People are like, "Well, it's gotta cost $100." I'm like, screw off.
Yeah, fuck off, man.
So, it is absolutely insane.
Sit down.
Oh yeah, I know exactly how it's made. I actually
Oh, yeah.
worked in injection molding. I worked in an injection molding plant. I know exactly how this stuff is made and how damn cheap it is.
Come at me, creatures.
In fact,
Come at me.
people will be like, "Oh, guys, but what about wasted material?"
They're friggin' army men.
It gets shoved in a shredder. Like, get this. They shove this misprint sprues into a shredder, and then they just recycle it back down the line.
Not a huge surprise, to be honest.
What really is the expensive thing is the codexes.
Oh.
Because printing books can be expensive. But they do it all in China.
Yeah.
That's where a lot of
That's a huge
wasted
upgrade.
money goes into. But This is the thing. Like, screwing over your local shops
Is stupid.
is a really bad idea. But I'd also say this in return. It is a bad idea, and I was complaining around 1998 in a local game store going, you shouldn't connect your horse to wargaming being Warhammer.
I'm
Yep.
afraid Team Sigma won't be responding anytime soon.
What? Who are you, and what are you doing there? Taking a stroll on the decks? By the Emperor!
Mind your manners. I am an Inquisitor, and I don't tolerate.
An Inquisitor?
Oh yeah! This
I thought
fucking
your
guy.
lord had followed Lord Klosterheim into the Dark Zone.
Klosterheim?
We're under heavy attack in the control room, so I'd appreciate it if you could join us while we deliver the Emperor's will until our most triumphant death.
Okay, buddy. Please continue.
New log entry.
But
I established connection
I
with
still
someone
remember
from an
arguing with
Imperial
people
expedition on the
around
ship.
1998
But it was clearly
that it was a
confusing me
terrible
with someone
idea
else.
to let people identify the hobby with Warhammer.
Yeah, agreed.
It's the same
Well, it's
problem.
the D&D thing. That's what you're gonna
The
say.
D&D
isn't it?
problem,
Yep.
where people go, "Oh, you're doing the D&D thing," and it's like, no, I'm
Because
not.
it runs that serious risk of the problem we've run through time and time again, where everybody's like, "Well, let's just play D&D."
Well, it's not even so much that. It runs into this issue of you basically get to a point where most of your competition is so smuttered out from knowing that you have to kind of be one of the people in the know. And people identify your hobby as purely being the other thing. So even when you're involved in another game, people treat it like an advertisement for Warhammer.
Yeah.
And a lot of games, they make things that can just be used in Warhammer. So
Yeah.
the problem became that Warhammer sucked up that hobby to a large extent, to the point where you can walk into a game store, you can find Warhammer. Maybe you can find Covus Belli's Infinity, maybe, but it's hard. And that's a cyber-themed, like, skirmish game.
And I'll be real, our local store has the benefit of having not been that reliant on Warhammer to begin with.
Well, this is the kick in the pants for them. Just a few years ago, they're like, hey, we want to bring back the Warhammer stuff in the store, so people are going to be able to do war games and all that there. And they kind of jumped back into it, only for Games Workshop to vigorously kick them in the crotch over and over and over.
And what I was going to say is they have the added benefit of dealing in absolute crap tons of board games, miniatures games, all kinds of other stuff. So they haven't been hit as hard as some other stores who have been by this.
Well, just to give example, we picked up today
Battletech.
the Clan Invasion box.
And we have a on layaway, we have that new Star Wars skirmish game that's based on the Clone Wars.
Shatterpoint.
They carry crap loads of Zombicide and other come-on games. They compensated quickly, luckily for them.
But I can only wonder what it's like if you were in a small area, kind of like this, where your game shop is basically relying off Magic the Gathering and Warhammer.
Considering Hasbro keeps screwing the pooch, too.
So you have two companies that have basically seized their respective hobbies to a large extent. And it's really ugly. And
as soon as possible.
Careful,
it does
Thorn.
frustrate me.
That is dangerously
Not
close.
that I'm upset, because some people might go, oh, you're just upset because you didn't get a box.
No.
I am not upset because I had no interest in Warhammer 10th Edition.
Yeah, we didn't care about that. We were upset that people at the store that we have some respect for got fucked over by the company.
That's the plan. Yes.
The store got screwed over.
Exactly.
Quite a character.
they didn't get shit, and that's one of the sad things.
And that's despite the fact that they specifically ordered these boxes and still got hosed.
Just like you.
So, and they basically got told, well, suck it.
Giant wreckage looks completely
So,
different from here.
it is very
Sign of
frustrating
aircraft in the vicinity.
when you deal with some of this
Get chain sorted.
bull.
The first tribal champion.
And
Yeah.
it's bad for the hobby, I think, in the long run. I
It's
think
very
there needs to
bad.
be more diversity of products. And one of the big problems is that a lot of stores hadn't carried a lot of things because Warhammer has traditionally smuttered out everything else. Like, I really doubt many people who watch this stream or even come and watch it later will know what the hell Infinity is.
Probably not. I mean, because it took us a while to figure out what it was. And it took some research.
Or, here's a good one for you. So let's say you like something a little bit more historical. There's Bolt Gun. They just put a second edition out.
That's bolt action, by the
Bolt
way.
Action, sorry. Sorry. You know, it just, my brain. Bolt Action just put out a second edition. And you can get a lot of their stuff for better prices. Like, you can get tanks for a price.
Well, let's actually do this. Your average tank, depending on size and kit and all that, for Warhammer, will run you between $70 and $100 some odd dollars. That's
60 on the low
generally.
end, usually.
Yeah, on the low end. Now tell them of the tanks, the general price of the tanks in fucking bolt action.
Oh, jeez. Let's use something, something basic. Like,
How are you faring, Inquisitor?
like a Panther, maybe?
Okay, yeah.
Let me see.
Where's the rest of your detachment?
Well, you can get a Panzer
That's unlucky.
Plus A
That's all
for
the more demons for us
$32.
to kill. Let us rejoice
If you
in
shop
your
around, you can get it for
challenge.
30. You can get a Hellcat for 27. This is a sad thing is you can get like a King Tiger for $30,
Which is insane when you consider that.
Out.
and you're talking about a game
Because like
where
an average Lehman Russ, which I would say in their game is comparable to maybe getting that King Tiger, is like $60, isn't it?
yes, it's about 60 depending on where you buy it.
Yeah.
I'll check the price actually.
Oh yeah, you can absolutely do that.
I can do that real quick. Lemon, a little of this. Let's see. Here we go. If their website will actually do anything, it's $65 for a kit that's at least 20 years old.
$65. Yeah, I was saying, considering there hasn't been any major updates to that kit in a long fucking time. Almost as long as the Land Raider up until recently.
Let's type in Land Raider. What's their current price? $90 for a Land Raider that came out when
my God!
it came out right before I was graduating high school. So
Sheesh.
it's been a little while. Hell, the old ass Land Speeder, which they've never actually done anything with this kit. This kit is old.
What the hell's this?
I believe it came out with 3rd edition, actually. That's still
Yikes.
$40.
What?
There hasn't been a single thing done to that kit either. That's kind of what you're looking at.
Ugh. That's
A
ridiculous.
Deimos pattern Rhino is $50. Yeah. So, hey, Big Steve, how you doing? I have no idea what that icon is. Is it partying?
Oh
doing
wow,
something.
that's a lot of fire.
The
She got
filth of
wings.
chaos has retreated from
Huh.
my door. Regroup, I say.
Martyr
I
powers.
take it you killed the
Very
tribal
nice.
champions.
Yes.
Or, that might be,
How ambitious. I like that. But believe
Oh
me,
Lord,
there's
Acts of
still much
Faith?
work to be done.
Yeah, it's
You'll
in
find
a it's a faith
desecrated shrine
ability.
next door that leads to the control room. Go there.
Go there. Nah, I'm bored.
He's very
So,
bald.
I've reached the end of this subdeck.
Good. There is the exit. Some of my men will meet you on the other side, but plenty of them have been captured. I'll need your help to set them free.
It's one of those old ass chaos helmets.
That's not a Chaos helmet. That's a Dark Elder.
That's an old
How's that
Marauder
Alien
helmet.
game been going?
I haven't done it again.
He hasn't done anything more. I mentioned it, and he gave me a look as though I had,
I gotta take that one in moderation. It's not my preferred type of game. I don't dislike it per se, but at the same time, I'm not all that good at it.
But it is a pretty cool game.
Yeah, now that I don't disagree
If you want
with.
something that's a little bit more strategic, I think it would definitely be one that you might enjoy. AW.
Shouldn't take much to run it.
Well, depending on what you got, German Grenadiers is $37.
Jeez. Just, wow.
Well, you can buy a whole army for about $100.
Mm.
Ooh, Panzer III for $26.
Wow, 26? That's
Yeah.
there's no comparison on these damn prices. And the problem is, like we said before, is that GW deliberately prices ahead of inflation.
Okay, well, I decided to look up, and I'm just using Amazon, so it's different for everybody. Just a random starter army for bolt action. And I got the Africa Corps.
Okay.
And let's see. It comes with 36 infantry, a mortar team, I'm trying to
The hostiles are keeping some of my scouts
read it,
up in the
a
desecrated
Panzer, I think Panzer II, an artillery piece. Actually, you get 2 mortars, an artillery piece, 1, 2, 3, 4 squads of dudes, MGs,
Jeez. It's a lot of stuff.
a complete starter set that includes 36 Africa Corps infantry, 1 Africa Corps Flak 37 with 7-man crew, Africa
okay.
Corps MG team, Africa Corps 81mm mortar team,
Damn.
and 1 Panzer III medium tank.
Oh, it comes with a tank, too?
Yep,
How much is that?
for $84.
Yeah, I don't think you'd get that price on a GW set with comparable units. Just saying.
It's always interesting when you start looking at just
Give
how
GW that much and you'd get a squad, he says. Not inaccurate.
well you get one. Well, you wouldn't even get a Land Raider
No, you certainly wouldn't get a tank for that much.
for about that price. You could get a Dreadnought or a Leviathan Dreadnought. So yeah, whole starter
your ass
army, or you know.
And I'm like, okay, if you're not into historical combat, there's still other things you can do. There's 3D printers, there's other games. You just gotta look around a bit. Ooh, that got
There are
disintegrated.
a ton of games. Well, there's the more cyber kind of skirmishy game called Infinity.
Yep.
It's done by a Spanish company, which I'm gonna now butcher the Spanish company's name, Corvus Belli. They do a pretty good one.
Corvus Belli, you got it pretty on.
You got BattleTech, so you can play the let's see, Alpha Strike rule set or the Advanced rule set. So when you
And
find
like
that,
AW said, BattleTech is a much better combat system.
also you can get a lance that you can play with for like 30 some odd to 40 some odd dollars.
Yeah, depending.
I mean, and you can walk away from there. Bolt Action has like a Weird Wars take on things. There's a new.
Yeah.
Here's a good one. There's a new one cut by Fickle Dice Game called Gloom Trench 1926, and its premise is that the Great War never ended, and
jeez.
that they used atomic weapons and kind of ripped a tear in reality. So there's like weird monstrosities and crazy tech going on. It's got some pretty impressive models. Right now it's just the British and Russia, but I think they plan on expanding it to like the French, the Germans, and the United States. But they're another interesting one. If you want something lighter that's you can just use whatever you have, there's Xenos Rampant. Don't forget that BattleTech House Loud is oh man, I'm gonna be perfectly honest, Cold Fusion. I always end up playing the bad guys, so...
But there aren't technically any bad guys in BattleTech, though. Everybody's assholes.
There's the clan.
I don't know about all that.
You just feel House Layout like getting all like lubed up and ready to go. Like, yes!
Wow.
The Compellins aren't even. Everyone hates them. There's also the Federated Comstar? Or Stars? I don't remember. I always called them the Federated douche fucks. But
the chew toy of the setting. I thought that was Clan Jade Falcon.
Clan Jade Falcon is, you know what they are? They are effectively Abaddon's.
So what is your plan?
Oh,
Black Legion.
Ooh.
They show up and they're like, well,
I'll have the transport ship ready.
most boring
Just in
faction,
case.
the Federated
Yeah.
Sons.
I actually plan on starting a Comstar couple lance.
Yeah, we'll probably have to order them.
But I effectively ignore everything after the clan
That makes
invasion.
sense. Yeah,
least-
Abaddon only accomplished something because Games Workshop decided to write him a Deus Ex Machina. Because that whole campaign was total bullshit.
yeah, his thing is like, yes, all 13 times I failed were totally because I was setting up this big one.
He's got that one win because they literally gave it to him with the most stupid circumstances
You want to know
attached
what's
to it.
even more painful? It's Felbadom the Harmless.
Yeah, exactly.
We also called him Felbadom the Armless.
Explain that one.
Because his arms would fall off the damn metal miniature.
Yes, they did retcon his entire fucking campaign.
Oh, yeah. There used to be the Black Crusade book, and they completely retconned that little codex out of existence. And that's a really cool codex, by the way.
They hosed it right to hell. It was stupid.
And a lot of people are like, oh, it's because they wanted to give Abaddon a win. I'm convinced it's that they wanted to delete the make your own armies out of it.
That would be very convincing to me personally.
I want to get that book. If there's anyone that has it and they want to sell it to us, just let us know in the comments. I want to do a review of that book for the channel.
We have a problem.
And I want people to see just how good it is compared to the freaking garbage they put.
Before the Chaos Worshippers corrupted the timeline.
Took 13 L's from Rendus. He'd just be like, I am here.
Yeah, Cadia kept handing him his ass.
And then he'd get his ass
And then they
kicked.
just decided to fucking just destroy Cadia in the most stupid-ass storyline ever written.
You know, Abaddon's that kid that freaking fails all the time, and he doesn't know what to do with that one victory he accidentally gets.
Yeah.
He's like, oh my god, what do I do? The secret with Chaos Space Marines is that Games Workshop just wants you to play Black Legion.
It really feels that way, because nobody else ever gets anything. That entire storyline was utter cringe. Oh, shit, I'm hung up. Get out of here.
If I could get, like, those 3 coming Storm books for, like, a penny each, I would basically do a review just going over how insanely insulting it is to the lore.
Yes.
And bringing back Gilliman, the only thing that would make bringing him back good is if Fulgrim shows back up and slits his throat again.
Come here, you assholes.
And, man, I can't even, like... There's just shit I can't go over. There are just crap I cannot go over with how obscenely stupid the storyline is since he showed up.
Ugh.
Inquisitor, the
Also,
monster
every
shows
smart
signs of
person in the Imperium personally oh god, well, they even actually ruined the Emperor more.
Oh yeah, they gave him a fucking name.
Well, that's bad enough, but they gave him a wife.
Yeah,
Who,
the Emperor had a...
Oh man, I don't even know how can I say this and remain not banned on YouTube?
Onwards! Don't linger, Guardsman!
It's close enough.
Bob. Did you even remember it? Because it was so stupid I forgot it.
I can't actually physically say it. But let's just say it starts with Nyeh. It's a terrible name. It undermines the character
A lot.
as much as the idea that, oh yeah, the Emperor had a wife and she had like all 20 of the Primarchs.
Which we know is bullshit if you've ever read the lore, because they were engineered.
And you're like, what?
The Primarchs were... in fact, the Primarchs had to be engineered. They weren't possible naturally.
And the whole...
Yes, dude. Yes, it actually...
And
they
the whole
wrote that.
Astartes thing, it was actually named after a female scientist who was super smart and came up with the whole project.
Yes. So they can't even leave the credit to the people who originally owned it. It had to be some random scientist they made up.
You are truly doing the Emperor.
Well, they already put fake Maris into, like, the Horus Heresy.
Ah, that Primaris
For some
bullshit.
reason.
Faced hypocrite. I have already lost a battle brother because of him.
Yeah,
and
they
then he left me down here to
They
die.
did stuff to the lore that
Move,
should be kind of prosecuted, I think.
move, move.
To say they violated it is an understatement. Yeah,
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Very.
like, if I had to review just a coming storm, I would explode.
It's
and it
fucking
would take
terrible.
It would take forever for
You
me
are
to
an ugly
actually
motherfucker, you.
put a video together covering it.
Wow. The worst fanfic on 1D4chan is more respectful to the lore.
Which is kind of painful when you think about it.
Very, actually.
But, yeah, if there are people who enjoy it, I'm happy for them. I am not one of those people. The coming
What's
storm...
happening down there? Are you all right?
yeah, he got fucked up.
Oh, man, I bet you could get most of the coming storm books for really cheap on eBay.
Well, who the hell wants them?
I want to bring him aboard our ship.
Inquisitor,
Just-
listen to me.
oof.
The monastery has turned on the warp drives and is ready to leave the star system. Disable the jammer now.
No.
Well, I don't want to go back with the event fucking horizon here.
It could
I've
be a great
disabled the teleport
vacation.
jammer, and
No.
Inquisitor, you must teleport back before the ship leaves.
But,
We
yeah,
don't
I
know where
could
it's
probably
headed,
go
and
on.
worse,
Wait,
Oh,
they did
Waffles
what?
just noticed.
He has a
Warp trouble will
name?
kill you.
What the hell is
Hurry up,
next?
you
The
don't
Emperor
want to get
return.
stranded over there.
They are kind of setting up for that.
Ah!
They are. Okay, so here's the whole chain of events, Full Fusion.
Oh, no.
They gave him a name. They named his wife. His wife actually had all of the Primarchs through natural birth.
They didn't engineer the Primarchs now. No, they were born with extra organs and shit.
The entire Astartes program is named after a female scientist named Astartes, and she was really the person who made it work.
It's preparing to enter
Yeah,
the
I know, AW. It doesn't make any fucking sense. She had 20 mutant fucking children with multiple fucking internal organs who were probably as wide as her fucking hips at birth.
I'm convinced Gilliman showed up fully formed. Just my opinion. It's in one of the newer, maybe. They actually put it in one of the newer Horus Heresy books. And
That hurts my brain.
I don't even remember which one because it hurts my brain to think about it.
Yes.
But that's some of what they did. Then they tried to, the guy who made the Primaris say, oh, he's really just a vessel that the Emperor channels himself through.
Oh, no.
And that's how he was able to do all this. And on top of that,
Read what he said.
this sounds like some shit Chaos Researchers came up with. Yeah,
Way after the fact.
it does. But,
Oh my god, I was right. It's a bug. Look, I'm back on the ship in this one.
Inquisitor.
okay.
I'm gonna have to figure out what happened there on the other profile.
The, I can't remember this guy. I'm just gonna call him the Space Squirrel. The Space Squirrel, who made the Primaris, he's apparently a vessel which the Emperor can see through and act. And he created effectively a new proto-Primarch that he put on, or he has secreted away on the home world of the Emperor's Scythes.
Confidential information without facing
Oh god, that's horrible, Cold Fusion Waffles. I'm gonna let him read that.
No, she was actually smarter and better than the Emperor. And he's just kind of an idiot who made kids.
Oh god.
Yeah, Crawl, that's his name.
Belisarius Crawl. And it would be really nice if we could get rid of him and his bastard children.
Space Squirrel. Yeah, effectively, and on top of it, he actually literally goes up to Gilliman and goes, hey, you know the traitor Primarchs and the Forgotten Legions? I could just make more dudes from them. We should totally do that. Yeah! And
No.
I'm like, okay. So,
It's terrible. It is uniquely terrible.
this
It is
is
so sabotaging. Oh, look at what he wrote there.
Gilliman. No, we are not doing that. Well, this is on top of the childish lore we got for Primaris when they first came out. Oh, they're superior to all Space Marines because they can't be corrupted by chaos, and they're just better. And here's all of these novels where they effectively turn all of the bad guys into cheap Saturday morning foils.
Blorg.
That's kind of similar. I don't know what happened to her because I didn't care enough to continue reading. But they are kind of setting up for him to show back up because now he's a chaos god effectively.
pretty sure he. Oh no, Waffles.
His wife is Ray.
Ah no.
Oh, the stupid thing is they just wanted 2 wound Space Marines. Actually, the dumber thing is not even the 2 wound Space Marines, is that they just wanted them taller. So instead of redoing the kit, they're like, hey, let's just call them something different. Make them not compatible and sell the Marines, our Marine players, whole new army. Because if you think about it, within 3 years, they had generated more kits for Primaris than 20 years of normal Space Marines.
That hurts my brain, by the way.
And they are outpacing that even harder. They just now figured out that people would actually buy Terminators and redoing their kit.
My brain.
Let me be perfectly honest. If you're actually looking at Primaris and you think they're going to be easy to get into, they are not. They are actually more confusing. So, I will do this in a simple way. Okay, so let's say you just want basic infantry. So you're going to get your 2 infantry guys to start the basis of your army, right? Well, with the old Space Marines, what you would do is you get 2 tactical squads. Bam, you're done. You know what you're dealing with. Now, you might change up their special weapon and their heavy weapon option if you can, but that's really the only difference between them. Okay. I'm going to try to name these based on the stupidity of the names. And this is going to be very difficult for me to do.
I don't even remotely doubt that.
Because they have really stupid names. And, man, I can only feel bad for kids. Okay, so there's the Intercessors kit.
Gonna check
There's the
here while we're
Assault
talking.
Intercessors kit. There's the
Lord.
Eliminators. There's Heavy Intercessors. There's Hellblasters. That's 5 so far. There's Reavers. Then there's not Intercessors. What were those assholes called?
I do not know, sir.
Inceptors. They're not technically infantry, though. Okay, so you got Infiltrators as well, so that's 7? And I think there's a new one that just came. Oh, there's Eradicators, so that's 8.
Oh, Lord.
And then there's a new one, and I can't remember their name. So you have 8 different kits.
Sheesh.
And you go from there. So yeah, and if you think that they play anything like even a vague shadow of how they're presented in the books, they don't. They don't. They're an awful group.
Okay, I'm gonna go in here and do that mission again with my other sister and see if I can get her out of here now. That seems to have fixed itself, hopefully.
And this is before you start talking dreadnoughts, vehicles.
Oh, no.
Because they got, like, a Fatalis dreadnought that looks like it's pregnant. They got the Redemptor dreadnought, which also looks like it's pregnant. They got the tactical warsuit that looks like it's pregnant, and there's a dude in it. And then there's that new one that I can't remember the name of it, but it has chicken legs and looks pregnant. So
yeah, why would you give tiny legs to something that bulky?
I don't know. Maybe somebody's into stick legs. I don't know. And this is before you start talking things like the Fire Strike Servo Turret, or the Primaris Repulsor Executioner Hover Tank, or the Impulsor Hover Truck, I guess.
We have a problem.
Truck?
No, it's
It
not
looks
at
like a
all.
hover truck.
weird. Come on out here. I got
I'm
a
not
giant.
even gonna look
I got a giant
for it.
chainsaw I want to use on you.
They got a here's one thing. If you're really into Mario Kart, they have a Mario Kart effectively.
What?
They sound not worth the plastic. Also, yeah, Josh, some sick fucking Games Workshop. Oop. Let's see. It,
Aha!
has a Prego chicken fetish. Yeah, I don't like the newer Dreadnought
Inquisitor, listen
at
to me.
all.
The monastery is...
I know for some reason people like them, but I don't. So, I would actually say one of my things is, if my objective was, right, to, like, produce something and make it simple for somebody to get into, because, let's say your target, you want to get kids involved, right?
Yeah, for some reason.
The one thing I would have done is just upscale the tactical squad. And that would have been the basic infantry squad done. But every year you're going to get another set.
Any more, you guys? Where you at?
I don't know how. I think they have like
Here they come.
8, and I'm thinking I'm under the actual number of just basic infantry kits for Primaris.
Yeesh.
And every year they're going to bring out at least 1 or 2 new ones,
Ugh.
and
Come here, you idiot.
that's just what they're going to
Right,
do.
you come out here. I'm going to deal with these guys. Oh, right into the minefield. Good job.
So it's really frustrating to deal with. Well, it does suck when you are involved. You've actually played like this setting for years and years and years, and then you just kind of rag on all the new stuff because it is
Crap.
stupid. A lot of people are like, well, you're older and you don't like new things. It's like bullshit. I
play all kinds of new shit. Or get into games I wasn't into before periodically. It's got nothing to fuck to do with that.
Well, there's respecting the lore and adding things
Yeah.
that make sense, and then there's
Out of
doing
my
what
face.
they're doing. And I think what they're doing is they're burning their audience out.
Oh yeah, definitely that.
At least we're getting some decent games at this point.
Yeah, true.
Like, this is
Leveled.
actually fairly entertaining for what it is.
Oh yeah. And then we got Bolt Gun, which is fun.
Oh, I'm really enjoying Bolt Gun.
Despite the fucking goofiness of the Primaris, Space Marine 2 looks like it's going to be pretty decent gameplay-wise.
I'm hoping to get another PS5 so that we can do the co-op.
Yeah. Well, not only that, but we wanted to do some co-op on Zombie Army
Yep.
between you and me and Aliens Fire Team. We wanted to do some of the co-op on that. And a few other things. Get off me, you jackass.
yeah.
Sword.
We're at least getting some decent games out of
Yeah.
the thing.
And it's just too bad that the base game itself is going to hell.
And the thing I'd say is this: if you're interested in playing Warhammer, there is always older editions. There's 3D printers. There's older model kits. There's a lot people could pick up and play.
We must find Lord close
Or
in
you
mind.
could even just play one-page rules, and you're freaking covered.
Let's take a look at this cogitator.
Cogitator.
Big
Okay, so this
fancy 40K word for computers.
it's a computator.
What's
What's different? There is some brain matter in it.
Now that is indeed different. Sacred murder. Really.
Okay, word bearer.
Get lots of stab, motherfucker.
By the way, here's a funny one. So the 5th edition.
This fucking sword, man, it's just literally a giant chainsaw. It's
I
bigger
told
than
you
the
it's a-
normal. And the fact that it's bigger than a normal chainsword. It's
Yeah.
a two-handed chainsaw.
It's an eviscerator.
It's so ridiculous.
I told you it was a great sword, effectively, for chainswords.
Need my ranged weapon for this idiot.
I still hate the Hell Brute.
Well, they're another terrible crap thing that they foisted onto the Chaos armies.
Mockery to your honor! Perish, you filth!
He really went for it.
Yes, he did.
Just give me my damn Chaos Dreadnought back.
Well, they shouldn't have taken it away. If they want to make this fucking jackass in an alternate unit or something...
Inquisitor, what's happening down there?
Nothing
Are you
good.
all right?
I'm great. I've just killed a Hellbrute, a twisted mockery of a space
But
marine.
if you want to see somebody who is fairly in line with my opinions on Fangs, but is probably a little bit more eloquent in it, I can suggest the Outer Circle.
Yeah.
I've disabled
He's
the teleport
fantastic,
jammer.
and he
The
also
rest
does a
I
lot
hope
of
so.
like things for like Space
Inquisitor,
Legion
you must
logistic
help.
breakdowns that are actually quite interesting to watch.
Mm-hmm.
Suggestions, hobbies, 3D printing, but he's got some great videos that I would suggest people check out. He also covers some edition differences, which reminded me just how much I hated the 5th edition Chaos
Are you all right?
Codex.
I'm fine, Captain. I'm back on your ship.
It pretends like the
Leaving
word bearers
teleportation
don't
is a
exist.
Well, did you want to explain some of the issues you have with 10th edition? I remember that was another thing you wanted to talk about.
It's preparing to enter the war. I
The
thought it was
newest
a
edition
derelict.
coming out.
It is a derelict, Captain, which seems to attract the attention of both allies and
I'll try to
enemies.
tackle it in a way that
But it is very much alive.
that's
And your
somewhat
mystery ship
pleasant.
is gone.
Somewhat
What happens
pleasant.
now?
I'll start with this.
I will notify the
If
Calavera
you
Enclave.
like
Then
8th,
we will
9th,
wait
or
and see.
10th edition, I have no problem with enjoying this. I'm happy for you. I hope you get plenty of gaming out of it and have a great time.
Yeah.
But I also hope that you'll expend the willingness to at least understand or listen to my issues.
Mm-hmm.
First off, anyone who's telling you that 10th edition is going to be primarily free is a liar. They are an out and
Yeah.
out liar who is not being very honest with you. Why do I say that? We already have it confirmed that we're going to be moving back to the codex system. You're going to have to buy the cards, which are already out of date before they even print them.
Ugh. Damn.
Yeah,
That fixed it.
and
Our task is to find a ghost ship.
they're going to put in a box those free rules as quickly as they did the indexes in 8th edition.
Oh boy.
So, I'm sorry for anyone who thinks 10th edition is going to be free because of the marketing kind of suggesting, though it always added, because you gotta always read to the end, ladies and gentlemen, that it was going to be free for a limited time.
Yeah, figures, don't it?
So, let's see. They have TCG. Those were real? Yes. They are actually selling the data slates or cards, and they're already outdated.
Oh, jeez. That figures, don't it?
So,
Lord have mercy
so
upon us.
with that, this is not a personal insult, not a personal attack. This is just how I feel, and don't let people sell you that this edition is going to be free. It's about as free as, well, your first hit.
Oh. Oh.
Okay. I don't like the direction in which Games Workshop has been moving the rules. They have devalued choice in the
Fair.
name of simplifying. But that's not what they're actually doing. Because if they're going to simplify, for example, why, for example, would I take a bolt pistol on my sergeant in a tactical squad when I could take a plasma pistol?
Good
And
question.
it doesn't cost anything different. In fact, I can freely update to it. Well, if it was going to be a matter of taste choice, you would think that they had to bring those two things more in line. But they're not. They are not more in line. So, in a lot of ways, and I expect that they're going to change this, they're going to probably lean really hard back into the points and assembly kind of thing. I don't feel like there's anything being done to make the rules more playable.
Yeah, that would figure, I guess.
Because I can still look back at 3rd edition, pop open my main book, and go to a summary of the entire rules in 2 pages. With charts, by the way.
Oof.
And multiple army lists inside that book as well. They're not going to simplify it, really. They're just adding... what they're doing is they're taking the complexity and spreading it out. So now there's a bunch of different... There's an ability on every single unit. If not
Yeesh.
2. There's going to be stratagems again. There's going to be all of the things that have not helped. They haven't demonstrated any real desire to change things as much as try to repackage it and try to tell you, oh, it's simplified, it's easier, it's snappier, here's all these different modes, and really, it's just spreading the shit around and expecting you not to find the peanuts.
Wow. That's one way to put it.
Let's see, Games Workshop needs to fuck off and die. Also, it's free like your first hit before you know it. You'll be strung out on 12th edition, turning tricks for codexes. It's close.
Oh.
And here's the thing. I look at these editions now and go, look, every 3 years, we have gotten a new edition. You get 3 years of turn and burn. And then it's off to the new edition to make cells. And I'm like, okay. This is a problem in which you will burn through more and more people. And why people should, I think, start looking at going, hey, look, what's your favorite edition? Just go play that. But you got a problem with Warhammer players because a lot of that community thinks they can only play the new rules.
Yeah.
And will only play that. So, all that said, I don't like it because I didn't like 8th edition. I didn't like 9th edition. It's really not that different from those. So, if you liked those editions, it should be fine.
If you didn't, though...
But if you're like me and going, I don't like those editions, I thought they were stupid, and I thought all they did was make things worse, then it's doing nothing to make me like it.
Interesting.
Then they're making stupid decisions where they have done things to armies that make no sense. But I won't jump into that because...
Sure.
Well, this is the problem with criticizing the edition at this point. Because, one, most people are not going to give you the benefit of the doubt at this juncture because they're going to wait till it bites them directly on the ass. And then throws them around the parking lot a bit. Because a lot of people are going to go, hey, it's just started, you don't know where it's going, you can't say anything until the edition really gets started. And I'm like, okay, look, I don't even trust saying something affirmative on it, and there's a very particular reason why. Because nothing GW has done has lasted.
Fair point.
In terms of rules direction. Yeah, the game's lasted, but that's by virtue of it being a far more interesting universe than any of the people working there are capable of handling. The real problem here is, okay, well, they're going to change rules. They love to errata things, and I'll complain about how the Death Guard's ability went from them being tough to basically making other people kind of weaker. And then they'll go, oh, well, we're going to change this and that and this. And then you're going to get some Armor of Contempt problem where they keep patching shit over a particular force to try to compensate for their stupidity.
Terrible.
And honestly, with some of the facts that they're already having to go out and errata things and correct stuff, I don't even actually know what rules are actually official at this point. Because I don't know. So, for example, if anyone's familiar with Horus Heresy, the second edition of it, the rules actually have drastic differences based on the region the book's printed.
Your request cannot be granted. I suggest that you seek medical assistance elsewhere.
So you can have a rule that's completely different in Europe, Australia, and the US. And they're totally different versions, each one of them, for the same item.
Oof.
So when I want to complain about this, I can't even 100% be sure that we didn't get an alpha version, a beta version, a final but cut version.
A final but cut version.
Well, that is an actual thing. It's
I know, I'm sorry. It's just
it's the last bit of editing. When something's finalized, but it's decided to either be booted or it was meant to be taken out, but they didn't.
Yeah.
So I just sit there like an idiot going, well, I don't like these things. And then they're like, oh, we're errataing all this stuff that we've already printed. And you're like, oh.
Oh, great, thanks.
Cool. So I'm not even sure what rules they're going to keep, what they're not. And I'm like, this is not a good place. This is shoving something half-baked out the door. In fact, what I think they spent almost all of their time on, instead of the rules, was the models.
Well, yeah, because they wanted to make more money. They just wanted to shill out more of this Primaris crap or more of the weird Horus Heresy stuff that wasn't even what the Heresy players were asking for, just so they could put a bigger price tag on it.
Well, what I'd say is... I'm trying to find an image of it, so I'm not completely talking out my ass. There we go. If it shows me the Dreadnought, okay, good. Okay, so if you look at the Leviathan box, this is what I'm gonna say. I think that they were starting to see diminishing sales in Space Marines again. Now, why do I think that? Okay, well, 3 of the units in this box set are all based off old classic units.
You know this Nurgle bullshit.
Yeah, they love Nurgle. So, you got Terminators, a Terminator Librarian, Captain, and entirely redone Terminator Squad, because Terminators are forever. Then, you got Stern Guard reimagined.
Oof. Which also seems unnecessary.
Which is unnecessary, but another hit on nostalgia. And I think we get a Terminator Librarian.
Ah, jeez.
And you got like a lieutenant guy who is special character, but he's like Primaris, and some Primaris squad that's just intercessors, but they have flamethrowers this time.
Oh, good.
So, this box strikes me as where they put 99% of their actual effort. I don't know, a lot of people be like, oh, well, they did this and that, whatever. Because it's clear this box is leaning so hard into nostalgia that I think there must have been a dip in Space Marines. Because let's be honest, it's Terminators, Sternguard.
Yeah, that's true.
One group of just flamethrower Primaris and some random lieutenant, because that's the exact thing we needed, was another Primaris lieutenant.
Yeah,
So-
that nobody asked for.
Let's see.
Whoa.
Final cut version? The circumcised version? Yes, Phoenix. It's the final cut.
The fuck?
Arrgh. But
An ammo box over here. Let's see what that
that's
is.
my opinion. I think they took
Grenades?
most of
Grenades.
their time and their attention and placed it primarily on going, we need something nostalgic to shove out the door and get sales up.
Ay.
Because anybody who's wanting to know, actually, the biggest time of sales for Warhammer is at the launch of a new edition. They even have it on record.
Jeez.
So, that's the reason you see new edition every 3 years.
Oh shit! Ow! You little bastards.
Now,
Go.
I'll admit, I think the Tyranids from the box are way more interesting. But, that's me. To me, I just keep thinking Invid, so,
Come here, Crispy. Yes, you.
But thanks for showing up, Phoenix. Hope you're doing well, man.
Yeah, it's nice seeing you. Oh, seeing you.
Hope
Ow!
everything's going great, man.
That backfired a little bit.
But man, I've been pissing and whining about Warhammer while Warhammer games being played. I am so sorry.
That's dude, that kind of inevitably happens when we play Warhammer games, let's be real. Because we like Warhammer, but they've gotten so bad, Games Workshop, that we inevitably end up playing it. We've said this before. We spend more time messing with third-party Warhammer stuff now than we do actually playing the game. Or doing stuff with the game, because it's gotten so bad with them.
At some point, I'll put up a picture of my new Space Marines.
Nothing.
So
Oh, yeah.
people can, a picture or a short video or whatever I can get. I don't have a camera good enough yet for showing off miniatures, but yeah,
What happened to that one?
I got some dudes that make me not care at all what Games Workshop does.
Yeah, because you got a made third-party.
But hey, one thing I'm gonna see about having us do is sometime put a community post up,
Yeah?
asking people what they would like to see in a live stream. And one of the options I want to put up there,
Yeah?
I need to check to see how available it is. I won't confirm it yet, but there is a tactical style BattleTech game. It's a Mech Warrior game that got put out a little while ago.
Where is that?
I got to check what it's available on.
If it's on PC, that's going to be a problem. If we
But-
get it on the consoles, that would be different.
I'm gonna have to look. But that's gonna be one game I'm gonna see if people are interested in seeing us
By the Emperor, a demon was bound to the chest.
Oh!
play.
Excuse you, jackhat.
Gone, demon.
Die.
Let's see what was so important in this.
There's Mech
chest.
Warrior 5, but
Yeah, I don't know about that.
it is on PS5.
Is it?
Yeah.
Since fucking when? Whoa, that was a lot of stuff.
I don't know. I'm trying to find that one I was talking about.
Plasma gun.
I can't remember the name.
I am sorry.
Well, there is the one Mech Warrior 5, which we might.
You say that was
Consider.
on PS5?
It's on PS5, dude.
I'd have to look that up. I haven't seen that.
Ooh.
Is there a hard copy or just digital?
They're showing a hard copy.
Okay, I might have to look that up. 'cause
Damn it! Why
that
can't
might be worth getting.
Why can't I find it?
Because you mentioned it.
Ah! Dang it, Josh! Why do
You
you
can't tell
do
me it's
this?
not true, because that seems to always happen.
Screw off, man! I'm not that bad.
Looks like we're going this way.
Let's see.
Plasma
wow.
pistol. Whoa! Holy balls! What is this noise?
Mech
Oh,
Warrior
hi.
5 for $31. Oh wow.
Whoa!
Then we could go pal around in Lao space.
That's not funny.
You're my best friend, stabbing me in the back.
Sounds like Game of Thrones all over again.
Is it even called Mech Warrior?
Maybe it's BattleTech?
Our Argo readings have suddenly spiked to alarming
I'm
levels.
so used to calling it Mech Warrior. Maybe it's
Yes.
actually just called BattleTech.
Look it up. Whoa, I did a thing. Oh, look, bullshit. Eat plasma, you heretical bastard.
You're in the archives, Inquisitor. Try to
Man,
find
I'm
a
just walking
cogitator
or
that can
scrolling
grant
through
you
things and I see
access
this
to the data
BattleTech
vaults.
book. It's called A Time of War, and I noticed the Battle Master in the background, Chad, walking across the title. Oh, why?
Oh, wow, that's way better. Give me that.
Why am I having so much trouble finding this BattleTech? Let's see.
Well, that doesn't do anything. Oh, here we go. What's
Let's
this?
see.
Oh, shit.
That's
Bump the mic.
a poster of it, but it doesn't. Why?
Hey, do me a favor, will you, Josh?
Yeah.
If you go on Amazon, if you find a listing for that BattleTech PS5 game, link that to me so I can look at it.
Yeah, I'll do that. Oh, is this just called BattleTech?
That- I told you.
Do you know how confusing this is?
Maybe?
Let's see, it's on Steam, maybe on console, it's called Battle... Okay, thank you, Armchair. Since when? 23rd September is when it came out of PS5. Thanks, Cold Fusion.
Oh, awesome.
Mech Tech Battle... You know what? I want that on a t-shirt.
Bad.
You know what? I'll check to see if it's on the PS5 because we do like to stream from it.
Yeah, it's easier to stream and record from this than fucking around with Steam.
Well,
Yeah,
there's good old officer's pod on that tactical readout. Oh man,
I'll have you give me the name of both of those when we get done, and I'll look them up, Josh.
it's just called BattleTech.
It's just called the PS5 one?
The one I was talking about was called... I don't know if it is, because it was a team that kickstarted that, but we can check. But Mech Warrior 5, yeah, that's easy enough to get.
Because that's not required to be online, is it?
No.
Online multiplayer? I didn't think so.
It's a complete...
Yeah, that might be
if
worth
you
messing
knew
with.
anybody who had it, you can
Then,
actually...
yeah, that would be different.
You
but
can
yeah.
actually have them play your Lance members.
Nice.
I called it Mech Warrior. I put an A in it for some reason.
Oh, I have to... Oh, jeez.
I'm having one of them days.
It happens.
What am I doing? Help me.
I don't know. You tell me, then we both
I
know.
am really just woof. I'm glad the stream has devolved into me rambling like a madman while you look at skills.
I was actually trying to sell some stuff. But
You're
she's
over
not-
here doing mercantile stuff, and I'm like, the baboons are gonna get us.
The baboons are...
There
wow.
aren't baboons in space, moron. The space baboons are gonna get us.
Okay, then.
The Space Skaven, which, by the way, there is a technical Space Skaven race.
Huh.
They just have never actually given the models.
Why?
Because they always just make more Space Marines.
Ugh.
That's a noise.
The vendor has lost her fucking mind.
Really?
It seems it, because I can't freaking sell anything. For reasons of I don't know. This is a brand new expansion. It seems like there may be a couple of minor bugs, folks.
Did it?
I did run into a bug earlier where I couldn't actually finish a chapter despite having finished it. So there appears to be some minor bugs.
maybe it's the chainsword. You know?
I don't think the chainsword has anything to do with it.
Can you do anything?
Well, I can interact with some of the other stuff, like the star map, you know. I just can't get the vendor to actually buy or sell anything.
Jeez.
I don't want to go to the Caligari.
That might be something we'll have to check out.
Mm-hmm, definitely.
If
and
people
I'll
are
definitely
interested.
I'll definitely look up Mech Warrior 5, see if I can grab that on Amazon.
What is that?
What?
What is that faction that Razor Fist loves so much?
Oh, I don't know. I don't pay any attention to what he likes. I don't dislike the guy, but we disagree on so many things when it comes to gaming that I don't pay that much attention to his opinion.
Okay.
I have a problem with the dude. I just nah, when it comes to stuff like that, I don't know. Let's see. Nope. I need to sell that. Look at how much that's worth, and I can't sell it. Arr!
At least it has an atlas on the cover, right? That looks like it's slightly offended by the guy standing in front of it. Like, excuse me, sir.
Slightly offended.
He looks slightly offended.
Alright, folks, I think we'll cut this one here. We screwed around a little bit, had a pretty long discussion about the state of Games Workshop outside of third-party freaking games. And also, if you are into collectibles, McFarlane Toys made some pretty decent Warhammer figures that are pretty fucking big. Those are interesting.
Hey, and if you like what we do, or hey, you just think we might be doing interesting stuff, throw us a like or sub. We need them. We gotta hit 500 so I can do Harry Potter.
Yeah, especially since we lost 4 in the last couple of days for
Which I don't
something
wanna talk
stupid
about.
that we're not going to get into.
Maybe moderately miffed. I understand cold fusion. I do.
Alright, guys, we appreciate you coming out. I appreciate anybody who watches this later. Leave a comment, do, anything. It's good for us to have a little interaction so we know what's going on with folks. And I'm going to take off.
Check out Xenos Rampant.
Later, everybody.